Ranked as one of iTunes' most popular podcasts, considered to be entertaining, informative, and downright hilarious by their listeners. It's Friday, and you're listening to Russell and Mudtooth on Radio Random Network. Take it away, boys.
Here we are. It's Friday.
Hey.
I'm hashtag RDM Russell Devin McLean.
And I'm got the hash brown Mudtooth.
We are back this week. Last week we took us a little break.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. There ain't no joy in Mudville.
Oh, we're going to get to that. We got a lot of stuff we got to cover.
I know.
And I definitely we definitely got to talk about that because I want to get some, I know you, it's going to be a good one. Yeah, so you want to stay tuned for that. But first, Mudtooth, I want to officially welcome the Ronnie McDowell and Friends Nothing But the Hits Tour.
That's right. To
the Radio Random Network family.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're glad to be partners.
The tour's featuring the likes of Tommy Cash.
Mm-hmm. That's Johnny's brother.
Jeff Bates.
Mandy Barnett.
And also, we can't forget the man, Mr. Ronnie McDowell. There's over 20 artists on here, and we got some exciting news we'll talk about a little bit later in the show. The first stop on the tour is going to be November 28th, and it's going to be in Stillwater, Oklahoma for the Oklahoma versus Oklahoma State tailgate party.
Well, I was going to say, that's where Oklahoma State is, in Stillwater.
But I tell you what, let's do this, because I'm getting all beside myself here. We're going to take a short pause. We're going to let the man tell them all about it, and we come back. We'll dive on into what all the topics we got to talk about this week.
Good idea.
We'll be right back. Don't go nowhere.
Older women are beautiful lovers.
Don't miss Ronnie McDowell and Friends Nothing But the Hits Tour, Friday, December 4th at 7 p.m. at the Crystal Theater in Okemah, Oklahoma.
Watching girls go
Ken Mellons.
I'm just an old jukebox
And new country artist and Oklahoma native Amber Hayes with 4 top 40 hits, including Come On.
Step up, show me your moves, come on.
Jeff Bates.
starting with some long, slow kisses.
And a special tribute to the late Johnny Cash by his brother Tommy Cash.
The ring of fire.
Tia Goins and Deborah Allen. Ronnie McDowell and Friends, Nothing But the Hits Tour.
Now the king is gone.
To reserve your $15 tickets, visit NothingButTheHits.com. The Nothing But the Hits Tour, Friday, December 4th at 7 p.m. at the Crystal Theater in Okemah, Oklahoma. Nothing but the hits.
This is Radio Random Network. Find us on the web at www.radiorandomnetwork.com.
For those of you who don't know, Gunner Hanson played Leatherface in the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Man was sick. I had no idea he was sick. Man had cancer, and he died on us last week. And, man, I hate that, but, like I say, he's at the big chainsaw store in the sky now, so.
I kind of got on him. I got on him hard there, and I got to apologize.
Well, I'm sure we didn't take it personal.
Nah, he probably didn't even listen to it, didn't he?
I'm sure he didn't know, yeah.
Mm-mm.
But like I say, I hate it, so fare thee well.
On to some good news, Mudtooth. I don't know if you heard this or not. Now, we talked about it a few shows ago. A rumor about Guns Roses may possibly reuniting.
Right.
Well, Duff, is that the bass player?
Yeah, Duff McKagan.
Okay, his girlfriend must have got a big mouth because she's spewing the beans.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's true.
Really?
Guns N' Roses are reuniting.
I believe that when I see it.
That's the word. I mean, it come from his woman.
And I'm not gonna call her a liar at this point. I'm just saying I'm gonna wait and see. I would love to see them because I didn't get a chance to see them back in their heyday, but I would love to see them.
Yeah,
as long as they can keep Axel kind of halfway straight.
That shouldn't be a problem.
No, he's pretty wild now.
Other than the famous or the infamous Kurt Cobain, Axl Rose confrontation at the VMA Awards in the early 90s, is there any other wild stories about Axl Rose out there that you can remember?
He just got, he got to where he liked to hit people in the head with wine bottles and such as that.
That's that dope, man.
Yeah, I know, and you can't be doing that. People will forgive a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at Lindsay Lohan. I mean, shit, she's run people over, But you go to hitting people in the head with wine bottles, I ain't gonna put up with that.
Mm-mm.
Especially when you're not a young girl with big bosoms.
That's right.
When you just some old scraggly looking dude
with big bosoms.
Yeah, who just happens to be able to scream pretty good. I ain't gonna cut it.
You opened up with it earlier. We talked about it. We'll move on to talk a little sports here. LSU versus Alabama. I'm going to say right off the bat, that game was the very first game, my hand to God, I've ever sat down and watched in its entirety.
Did you enjoy it?
I did. And
that's good. I mean, it was exciting. Although sad. I don't know what the problem is. We cannot seem to beat Alabama. And I'm be honest with you, earlier in the week, I had a lot of stuff to say.
Oh, yes.
I had a lot of stuff to say about Alabama fans that I won't mention here tonight. But, I went off good. When I was watching the ball game, I was cussing like a sailor. And I wasn't even drunk. I was just, just livid. And I wished all kinds of bad things on Alabama. And, if it comes to pass, well, so be it. And y'all listen to me now. I will never say that they are a better team than LSU. I'm not gonna say that. I think we got out-coached, and ain't the first time we've done that, but I will not say the other.
Maybe it's the grass in Alabama. Don't Les Miles eat grass or something?
He does. Every now and again, for some odd reason, he will pluck a blade or two off the field and put it in his mouth. I don't know why. Man does strange things, I hear Nick Saban likes to walk around in his wife's high heels. That's just, it's just what I hear. I'm not saying that's true. I'm saying I heard that somewhere,
Yeah, allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. I don't know.
Do you remember the coach for the New Orleans Saints? I think his name was Jim Moore.
Jim Mora.
Mora.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My grandma used to call him Jim Moran. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, right.
She
wasn't the only one.
I remember being a kid and watching it. My grandma always laughing and saying, look at him. And he's talking to my grandpa. Look at him. Benny's eating his boogers on TV. Is that the truth?
I don't know. I'd never seen him eat a booger. That's pretty good.
Yeah, he said, look at him. He's eating his boogers. That's
he
why we
might
lose.
have. I wouldn't doubt it. He did a lot of ignorant stuff. It's just a terrible thing. I'm all damn out of sorts. Yeah, and the thing about it is because this is gonna be the year, right?
Right.
This is gonna be it.
Well, I mean,
and then
on a serious note, though, I mean, for the folks out there listening, kind of like me, that don't really, I grasp the concept, but don't really follow the stats or don't really follow what is exactly going on. And now, what was at stake with this game that they played Saturday?
Well, LSU was ranked number 2. You looking at if they would have beat Alabama, possibly going to number 1, but at the very least staying at number 2. Because, nowadays they pick the top 4 teams to go to a playoff.
Right.
For the national championship, and that's where you want to be. Now, that having been said, there's a lot of stuff that can happen. You still got, depending on what team you are, 3 or 4 games left. So it's quite possible that LSU, now I'm not saying it's probable, but it's quite possible that LSU ends up in the dance somewhere. Just depends on, we got to win out, and we need some other people to lose. So I'm pulling for Mississippi State. My friends up in Mississippi State to beat Alabama. I will be sending you all of the magic I have. Just, Hail State. Y'all get them.
Yes, indeed.
Got to get them.
Yes, indeed. That's, Tanya blamed me for the loss.
Because you ain't never watched ball games.
I ain't never watched football before, and she blamed it on me, said I was the bad luck.
No, that wasn't it. It was more than that. I mean, you got a man that, for whatever reason, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. And,
right.
Even though we got a fella that could, a running back by the name of Leonard Fournette that can, run the football through the Empire State Building.
Right.
He just, for some reason, could not get through that defensive line of Alabama's. Now, after you don't do it there for a while, you're going to have to start throwing the ball. Well, we didn't do that enough, in my opinion. But whatever, I ain't the coach.
Right.
Let's just win the rest of these ball games, and we'll see how it works out.
You just said something pretty interesting there, and I'm going to act on it because I'm kind of running out of stuff to say here early. But if you was the coach, what would you change?
Well, I mean, you gotta. Well, first off, I don't know why we don't have a fella that can kick the ball into the end zone. I don't understand that. But be that as it may, you gotta throw the ball. We got a quarterback and we got receivers that can, that can throw the ball and catch the ball. You gotta be able to throw the ball if they stuff and you run, to get them to back off, and then they'll start. Then you can start running it again. I just, I don't understand it. That's basic football 101. I mean, hell, I learned that off a damn, PlayStation.
Madden.
Yeah. That's what works on there. If it works on there, it works in real life, right?
I reckon.
I don't know, man. I don't guess everything on there works. 'Cause I've been.
I don't know. You get off in that Grand Theft Auto, bro. You might catch a charge.
I've been playing the hell out of that Mortal Kombat here lately. And,
come on.
Oh yeah, man.
Are you a gamer?
Oh yeah.
Really?
I got my PlayStation 4. I love it. I got that last Mortal Kombat, and I'm addicted to it. My wife would tell you, it's, that's all she can hear is, Mudtooth wins.
Yes, indeed.
Fatality.
Yes, indeed.
I like it. I like it. Sub-Zero, he freezes them. He's like a blue ninja, and then you got Scorpion, who's the yellow ninja. He got fire. It's pretty cool. I got all kind of different people on it. And guess who's on there? Jason Voorhees.
Really?
Absolutely. You can play as Jason Voorhees.
I wonder.
And hack some bitches up.
I wonder, is it the Jason Voorhees? I wonder if it's the Kane Hodder version.
Well, he don't say nothing, so you
don't ever know.
Right. I'm sure they was, some kind of copyrights with whoever made Friday the 13th. But, yeah. You fight him, and it's bad. Like, if you got to fight him, because, you'll kill him, and that some bitch will pop back up with a little bit of juice left in him, and you got to go kill him again.
Kind of like the WWE version of The Undertaker.
Yeah, he just kind of set up,
Who is back.
Oh, is he back now?
Yeah, he is back. Not to interrupt you, but...
Well, now, look, did he cut his hair off?
No, he's going bald, bro. Well, a couple of years ago he did. He come back for WrestleMania and he had some kind of weird thing going with the
I thought the
mohawk. It didn't. I didn't like that Undertaker.
Yeah, I like him with the long hair.
Right. Well, he's come back, and Bray Wyatt, fella named Follow the Buzzards.
Follow the Buzzards.
Bray Wyatt.
I like him.
Trying to steal the Undertaker's superpowers.
Oh, how's he gonna do that?
I don't know. He done stole his purple lightning. He can make it lightning in the
Has he got has he got like a magic jug that he puts them in or something?
Well, the Undertaker had that urn.
Yeah.
They had them superpowers in there.
Oh, I didn't know that's where they were. I thought that's just what old Paul Bear knocked people over the head with.
Well, they had some kind of...
Because he'd come up behind you like if you got in the corner and he was over there, he'd conk you in the head with that thing.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. God rest Percy Pringle.
Percy Pringle
was his real name. Oh, well, his real name was Paul Moody. Bill Moody. I apologize, but known better for Percy Pringle. But yes, one of the greatest actors in the professional
he was
wrestling
good
scene. Speaking of professional wrestling, you remember back in the, it'd be the early 90s, I guess. WWF was hot with the different characters and stuff. And I'm going to get off to wrestling in a minute, but you remember a fella by the name of Tugboat?
Seems like I do, yeah.
And then he turned on Hulk Hogan when he was Typhoon.
Yeah.
Earthquake.
Typhoon and earthquake.
Yes. Typhoon is now my friend on Facebook.
Is it now?
Well, yes. And he's been liking some of our stuff.
Yeah, they were the natural disasters.
Yes, indeed, with the mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Typhoon was a big old boy.
He still is.
I mean, the other one was too, but I mean, he was a big old boy.
And I don't know if he listens to the show or not, but he does like a lot of our stuff that we put out.
Well, if he's listening, look, Hoss.
If you want to call in, we'd love to talk to you.
I would love to. And I'm going to say this now. I don't want no trouble. All right. You know, I don't want no trouble. You know, I appreciate all that you do, and God bless you.
Real quick, I'll tell the little story about Fred Ottman, Uncle Fred, better known. That's Typhoon. That's his real name.
Okay.
Fred Ottman was actually brother-in-law with the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
Oh, well, I'll be darned.
Yeah, about 1990.
I didn't know he was kin to Sapphire.
Right. Your pill popping big.
They didn't favor.
Mm-mm. Yeah, sweet milk in that sippy cup.
Oh, God rest his soul.
But with that said, you know, Dusty on a shoot, WCW started kind of get hot there in 93. You know, they needed somebody to come in and feud with Sid Vicious and all that. Now, I ain't going to give the whole rundown, but they hired Uncle Fred, which is Earthquake. He come in as a shock master, and it was the most embarrassing thing that ever happened. It's rated the most embarrassing thing that ever happened on live TV. Poor fella missed his cue and accidentally fell through the wall. They had a false wall set up.
Oh, my word.
Yes. And I forget how many plays it's got on YouTube, but it's like that ruined his career.
Well, I'm going to say this. I've seen a lot more embarrassing stuff on TV.
Well, at that time, pro wrestling was kayfabe.
I understand that, but there's been a lot of stuff on TV.
Yeah.
I mean, that one, that episode of the Newlywed Game where the old gal, you know, and this was back in the 70s, man.
Really?
You ain't ever seen this?
I'm not sure.
They asked the old gal, where's the weirdest place you ever, of course, they call it making whoopee back then. That's what they would say. You know, they couldn't say you didn't say have sex on TV. You didn't say that.
Mm-mm.
And I asked her, say, where's the most, you know, interesting or weirdest or whatever it was place that you've ever made whoopee? And she said, in the butt.
Uh-oh.
And they didn't know what to do.
Lordy. You know, that's funny how TV has changed.
Oh,
drastically. Even radio. I mean, it's all changed.
Oh, sure.
But, yeah, I mean, back in the day, I mean, they couldn't hardly get away with anything.
No.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
you know,
indeed.
I want to take just a second and talk about, we're enjoying a Strongbow hard apple cider, the honey flavor. And I'm going to tell you something. It ain't bad.
It ain't bad at all.
It's not, I mean, it's sweet, but it's not like overwhelming honey flavor.
And it's gluten-free.
It's gluten-free. And for folks of y'all that care about that, I don't know whether or not it's kosher. You know, for our Jewish friends out there, but it ain't bad. I mean, I drank one. You know, it's not bad at all. And I see on the TV they got well, I would call him Captain Picard because I'm a little bit older than you are, but
right.
Professor Xavier off the X-Men movies.
Okay.
Yeah, Patrick Stewart is advertising for him.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if he'd do an interview with us.
I don't know, man. Call him up. You know who I wouldn't mind talking? You know who he's big friends with is Gandalf. Ian McKellen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, they kind of muckety mucks now. You know, they kind of. I don't know. I'm pretty sure Ian McKellen is a knight. I'm pretty sure
he's a sir.
Yeah, I think it's Sir Ian McKellen. I don't know about Patrick Stewart, but I'm pretty sure it's Sir Ian McKellen. And so I don't know what they do. You know, I'd love to talk with him. I don't know if they, you know, I don't know if he, you know, I don't know, like if we would all be able to understand each other, even though we all speak English.
Yeah,
you know,
they speak good English.
Yeah, well, they speak English.
Yeah,
you know, so it's different. You know, they'll say things and we don't know what they're talking about, and we'll say things and he don't know what we're talking about.
Right.
You know, Especially me, my accent. Good God, half of y'all don't know what I'm talking about.
Half the time I'm tongue-tied, so.
It's your lips that get in the way.
It's the lips. But with that said, we got some, we're going to be booking some more interviews here. It's the first of the year, fixing to be, is upon us.
All right. Hey, you know what? It's almost Thanksgiving time.
It is. I can't wait.
Man, I'm looking forward to my mom. My mama makes my mama's cornbread dressing. Mama's dead and gone, bless her, God rest her soul. And mama's got the recipe, and it tastes just like it. And I want me some pumpkin pie. Folks, I love that pumpkin pie.
I like pie.
I do too. Look, I'll take pie over cake any day of the week, twice on Sunday. Now, I love me some pie.
Right.
Now, don't get me wrong. If you got cake, I'll eat it. But I like that pie.
Yes,
and
indeed.
I really like pumpkin pie.
Yeah, I like any kind of pie.
I'm going to have me I want me some turkey. And I want me some ham. I like that ham.
I love ham.
And I want some of that dressing. And I get some, I like the cranberry sauce. Now, look, I like it just like straight out of the can. Like you shake it out and it goes, and then you just leave it like that. Like,
yes, indeed.
Like you can see the numbers on the end of it that's in that can. Yeah, that's how you, and I don't want that can that's got the berries in it. I don't want that. I want the jellied, smooth, and I don't put it on, like some people will put it on things, like they'll put it on top of their turkey, or they put it on top of their dressing. I don't do that. I just eat it. That's like a little pre-dessert.
Yes,
you stick it off in a corner, and some sweet potatoes.
Yes, indeed. Well, I tell you what, you're talking about,
and my wife makes the best sweet potatoes.
Come on,
in the free world, she absolutely does.
Well, your wife's a great cook.
She's part Cajun and part Italian. Shit, if she can't do nothing else, she can cook. She can take these bottle caps and make them taste good.
She had to. It was myself and John Pashota from the Chase Tyler Band one night. We were actually playing up the road here when they had the end of the line,
right?
And I think you guys had just settled in, and before the gig, we come over here and ate. It was miserable after we ate. I don't know how we played, but I want to say it was some kind of stuffed. Was it kind of ravioli or something?
Something. It was some kind of Italian something.
Oh my God! And that night, I didn't like it asparagus until that night.
It changed.
It did, man. It did. That was the best tasting stuff I've ever eaten.
What I want to know is why. If you eat asparagus, your pee starts stinking.
I have no clue.
But that's true. That happens. And look, it ain't. Now, you talking about like 30 minutes later.
Right then.
Like if you eat some and then go pee, it stinks. I don't know what the deal is.
Couldn't tell you. You were talking about that Thanksgiving thing, though, and it reminds me of my Aunt Shirley. I'm gonna have to go hunt her down because Aunt Shirley used to make the Mississippi mud pie.
Oh, yeah.
And once I got about 13, 14 years old, and I'm going to just go ahead and blame it on her. She's the reason I'm fat. She would make one just for me.
Oh, yeah. Your own.
Oh, no, that's Russell's.
Mama used to make me egg custard pie. That would be for me. And I would eat it.
I would eat it. Yeah, we didn't waste it now.
I mean, I didn't eat it all like in an hour, but over the space of a couple of days, I'd eat it. Because if you ate it all in one sitting, you just, shit like a goose. I mean, you couldn't, it'd be bad. But I would, and make homemade crust and everything.
Yes, indeed.
People don't cook like they used to. People used to make jelly. Yeah. And some folks still do, folks, if you, look, let me just, if you ain't never had Mayhaw jelly, stop what you doing and go find somewhere, get on Amazon or do something. That's Mayhaw, Mayhaw.
And that's
jelly.
They're not paying for nothing. It's
look,
legit.
A Mayhaw is a fruit It's not a brand name. You need to try some. It is wonderful.
Indeed.
It's a glorious. You need to try some like today.
Mayhaw jelly. Man,
As
I
quick
mean,
as you
just
can.
the stuff I mean, I don't know. It's just, if I can go back and just have dinner one more time when I was a child, good God. Everything was fried. My grandma would fry. Me and my brother.
Said we fried corn.
Mm-hmm. That much of grease. And I know y'all can't see me, but I mean, and they'd had them fat pork chops. Fat chops.
I'll tell you something else. They used to save that grease.
Mm-hmm.
Have it in a can on the stove.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Save that grease. Save them bacon drippings.
My grandpa.
Absolutely.
Now, my grandpa was a solid man. He wasn't I wouldn't say he was fat. He was real solid, but the man would not sit down at the table and eat unless he had a fried piece of something there with it for him. I swear to God.
Now, you say that. And most of the time we did too. Most time we was eating chicken or, some kind of something with ground meat in it or pork chops or whatever. But every now and again, and it was not my idea, okay? But every now and again, we'd have a meal, wouldn't have no meat. It'd just be vegetables.
Yeah.
Now, I ain't normally down for that, but I will say this, it was all fresh.
Well, that's different now. That's different.
We would have, because we always planted a garden in the back of my grandma's place, and we grow like butter beans and tomatoes and squash.
Yes.
Cucumbers and whatnot. And never did grow corn. We'd get corn, like other people would just give us. Back then, folks, Mama would walk out on her front porch, and they'd be, in the morning, and they'd be a 5-gallon bucket full of corn there that somebody just left. People used to do that. They don't do it no more. But anyway, so we would have every now and again, we'd have a night where there wouldn't be no meat, and I would complain. But and it fell on deaf ears.
Reminds me of my buddy Philip Morgan.
Yeah, because I would say, I want some meat. They say, well, evidently you're not hungry.
Yeah.
I say, no, I'm hungry. I say, well, then you can eat what we got. Which is a lesson I'm trying to impart to my child.
You can't do that these days.
It's hard to do. It's like when I tell people, people say, well, my dog don't like that kind of dog food. And I say, well, you leave it there.
You don't feed him for about 3 or 4 days.
If you leave it there, he'll eat it.
Yes, indeed.
But people ain't got the patience for that.
Speaking of that, boy, old Rocky.
How's your dog doing?
He is spoiled, man. He's worse than the kids. You can't go nowhere without the dog, man. He gets in the car with you. He runs outside.
He wants to go.
Right. And he's apparently, dude, I wish I would have had my phone out. Brought him outside this morning, and he treed a squirrel.
Oh, yeah?
And it was like, he looked like one of them hunting dogs on the trophy, on the coon hunting trophy.
Now, what kind of dog is he?
He's half bulldog, half tiger. I don't know what he is, man, honestly.
Well, look, man, we might can bring him out in the woods. I might have a use for him if he's good on them squirrels.
Mm-hmm. He is. I mean, he's got
I need to go squirrel hunt.
He's got him. He's fighting with coons, and he's fighting with squirrels over there. And we got us a big old coon that I don't know if I don't fool with it because it looks like it hurts you.
It will hurt you. You know what's the thing about a coon is a coon's got hands, and anything in this world that has hands has a potential for trouble.
Yes.
Have you ever heard of something called a coon on a log?
Mm-mm.
All right, where I'm from, out in the country, these folks would organize every now and again something they would call a coon on a log. And what they do, they'd have a raccoon.
Right.
And they would put him out in the middle of a pond, like on something, like a little floating something or another. I don't think it was an actual log. I think it might have been like a little raft, something they built. And they would send a dog out there to get that coon.
Right.
And they would bet on who was going to win.
Really?
the coon or the dog. And I'm gonna tell you something now. A coon will drown a dog.
Really?
Oh yeah, he's at home in the water, and that was and I'm sure it's all highly illegal, but they would do it from time to time. I never personally went to one. I would have liked to. It's kind of like chicken fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you like it or whether you don't, I kind of would have wanted to see one before they outlawed it.
Yes,
and really and truly, I mean, it's chickens. If it wasn't, if they didn't kill each other, fighting, somebody's gonna wring their neck anyway and eat them.
Mm-hmm.
So, it ain't like, and y'all animal people, you can take issue with this if you want to, but to think about a fighting chicken, I don't know if you know this or not. Dogs, you got to do stuff to them to make them fight. I mean, you got to be mean to them. You got to inbreed them, feed them gunpowder and all kind of crazy stuff. Them chickens, them roosters, all you got to do is set them down in front of each other.
Really?
They got that much meanness in them.
Huh.
That's why you can't keep them together. And they used to, people that would have them, you see all these little bitty A-frame chicken houses. And that's because you can't put them in the same pen. They'll kill each other because they all want to be the boss.
Right.
So I don't feel bad about that. I mean, they don't, that's the way they are.
Right.
They would do that in nature. So I don't have a problem with that,
Yeah. The fighting, the roosters. I Lord have mercy. I actually I have seen that before.
Really?
The fight. Yes, a friend in school. They raised him, and you'd go over there, and he'd have to me it looked like a merry-go-round. I don't know. It was like a tire on something other there with a platform on it, and the tire was spinning one way, and he'd make the rooster run the other way. I mean, I guess he
like
was
exercise or
building up his endurance.
Yeah, maybe so. Get him a little wind in it.
Yeah. Yeah, but
that's pretty good. I ain't never heard of that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know they'd work them out.
Man. But with all of that said, Bill, with all of that said, Mudtooth, the state of country music. We're going through a transition, brother.
We are, and it's an exciting time.
In a way.
I mean, look at what happened on the CMAs with my boy Chris Stapleton. Now, that's saying something. Now, look at him. I mean, he's built like you. He's a big fella. I mean, he's tall, and he's kind of big.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He got long hair and a beard.
Like me.
Right.
Right now, anyway.
Right. He wears the old hat. I mean, he's not
cookie cutter.
Look, you ain't going to see no rhinestones on the ass pockets of his jeans.
But you know what? We're going to get to Chris here in a minute, but we're going to talk about it right now. The bro country movement, Luke Bryant and those clowns, Chris Stapleton, they was recording his songs, and then he showed up and just took over. But what got me now? This is the problem. Chris Stapleton, phenomenal singer, phenomenal songwriter. I mean, the thing is, dude. I've been doing those songs that sound like that for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
You have too.
Well, it takes a while.
It does.
It takes a while. I mean, look at what happened. I think we may be on the verge of another outlaw movement. I think we may be on the verge. I'm not saying we are. I'm saying we may be.
It's possible.
Everything is there. Okay, everything is there for it to happen. And you think about how easy it is today. I mean, you can put a video up on YouTube and everybody in the world can see it.
Right.
You didn't have that in 1975, right? Think about look at what you got. You got a whole, and I think Chris Stapleton is maybe a more commercial version of it, even though he's a powerful singer. I mean, folks, if you ain't heard him, but look what he came from, man. He was in a bluegrass band.
Yes.
Been out there, playing these joints forever.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but he got in, he started writing some songs, some stuff that went commercial. So I think he's more maybe the poster child. Maybe he's, the one they can get behind, because you're not going to see a guy like Jason Isbell, who is phenomenal and who is the darling of the quote unquote Americana genre right now. Right. You're not going to see him on the CMAs. They're not going to put him on the CMAs, right?
Well, here's what I'm afraid of with all of this happening. And, correct me if I'm wrong, and because I'm just going basically off of what I remember. Now, a few years ago, we had Jamie Johnson, who broke out as the leader of the outlaw movement, and he, to me, he totally dropped the ball.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
I
don't know what happened.
Yeah, I don't know if honestly, he don't have to make records. Mm-mm. I mean, he's giving away George Strait. Everything George Strait touches is gold. So that's paying his grocery bill right there at least. But with that said, I just hope it stays that way, and I'm hoping and praying that all the sissy country movement or whatever just gets the hell out of the way.
Well, you're going to have that because people are retarded and girls like that kind of crap.
Well, that's fine. You can have one or two of them. Like back in the day, they had one or two of them, But you still had the man's man of music, Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings.
It happens in all kind of genres of music. What happens is you get somebody, who, all right, so let's say, this one bro country comes along, right? Well, then, they all want to do it, and there's only room for so many of them at the trough, but they'll pile it up in there, until people get tired of it, and then they do something else. And I think I don't know what people in Nashville got on their minds. I don't know. I don't know what they got on their minds. I don't know,
I believe some are searching for the next big thing.
I could de-bullshit that place in about 10 minutes.
Yes.
If they'd let me. But they don't. I hadn't got that call.
I kind of believe that a lot of the tradition and everything is kind of just went out of the window.
Oh, they don't care nothing about that. They just don't care about making money. And look, I get it, man. They gotta eat,
right?
They ain't in this, and I know it's hard on them. Because hell, you get free music all over the place. I get it, okay, but at the same time, it makes you want to just grab them and shake them and say, what is, but, I say that, and then I get in the car with somebody who's listening to that shit.
Right.
And I don't know what, and I just look at them, and just with a puzzled look, and they say, what is it? And I say, nothing, don't worry about it. Because they ain't no accounting for taste. Some people just ain't got good taste in music. They just don't. Mm-mm. Some people ain't got good taste in clothes.
Right.
And you ain't gonna change them, and so, what? It takes all kinds. Some people like all that Luke Bryan shit, and that's fine, for you, I guess. It's not fine for me. I'm gonna listen to people who, sing songs about real things and feeling and good music that's got a good beat to it and good guitar stuff, and I ain't gonna listen to it. Life is too short to listen to shitty music.
I kind of put it over to the new Strip It Down, whatever the new Luke Bryan
I ain't
song
even heard
or whatever. After listening to it about 15 or 16 times, because I was trying to. I think I was.
How'd you do that?
Well, I think I was trying to convince myself.
Were you mad at yourself?
No, I was just trying to convince myself
is that
like it. I guess I was looking for that feeling.
Well, that's like people who they don't know what to do, and so they get a knife and they cut themselves.
Pretty much.
That's self mutilation. I'm worried about it. Maybe you should talk to somebody.
Well, I gave it up. I couldn't take it anymore. It's like I can't find the feeling in this song at all, man. Yeah. I understand. I understood.
What's he singing about?
He's, he's singing about going home and making love.
Oh, I thought maybe talking about working on a car or something.
Yeah, or driving tractors.
And stripping it down.
Mm-hmm, in his truck.
Yeah.
No, it's actually it's got a little R&B feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
I understand I guess what caught me with the song was the concept of it, because I'm a big R&B fan, right? But I just couldn't find it. Didn't give me that feeling like an R&B song. You know, you listen to Teddy Pendergrass, and everybody goes to this reference. You know, when Teddy tells you to close the damn door, if you don't close the door, he'll holler at you and tell you to close the door.
Turn off the light.
Yeah.
I said, turn them off.
Yeah. What you waiting on? Get on the couch. Put your arm around her. That's the whole song, and you felt it like, damn. Right. You want to put your arm around your woman.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But
I always liked Barry White.
Mm-hmm. My darling.
Ain't good enough for your little baby.
Yeah, baby. Yeah,
big old fella.
Just smooth, wore a smoker's jacket.
Yeah, you're my first, my last, my everything.
Mm-hmm. You know? Practice what you preach.
That's it.
That was the first Barry White song or I don't know if that's a Barry White song. Is it, or is that something he covered?
I don't know.
It doesn't matter. That was the first time I actually listened to Barry White when he's, you know, he come on, he's growling, you know.
Oh, yeah.
You know, tell me what you're going to do. You know, you keep telling me this. Telling me that. I was like, damn, that's right, girl. Listen to this shit.
Yeah.
Turn it up, you know. But with all of that said, like I said, I just hope they don't drop the ball, because with this new movement or this transitioning that's happening right now.
Well, like I say, I think it wants to happen. I think you have a group of artists, a big group, who are poised to, you know, take it to the people. It's just, you know, is that going to happen? Because really and truly, I listen to a lot of, you know, satellite radio.
Right.
You know, and that's all well and good. But until you start getting, like, real radio airplay, that's what reaches the masses.
Right.
You know, because it's free.
Right.
You know. And so until you get that happening, until you get, you know, the Jason and Isbells and the Dave and Phil Alvins and the people like that on mainstream radio, it can't happen. And so who's gonna be brave enough to take that step? And I hope that there are some stations that'll do it.
Well, I'm thinking, especially with this, and you know, I was at the shout out to Jody Mayu. We was in this conversation today. I went to Jody's, and matter of fact, a good friend of ours, Brian Easley from the Supercharger band, walked in, and
Jody still got the music store.
Jody Mayu got the music store right there in Walker.
I need some string.
And I went in there and got some today, but it was brought up about the Chris Stapleton thing, and. You know, Jody, I mean, he said he liked Chris Stapleton. He said, but man, all that dude did was take George Jones's song and put it over Etta James' song.
That's true as far as that goes, but he just did that once on TV. Chris Stapleton has been knocking it down for a while.
Well, like I told him, I was like, well, you know.
That's just the first that was the first time that the masses got to see him.
Actually got to hear what the fuss was really all about, because this dude's been trying to break it. It's been trying to happen.
Right. You know,
and honestly, to tell you the truth, they put him up there with Justin Timberlake, and Justin's very talented too, but I think that kind of took away. If you ask me. I mean, I know there's a lot of people that don't agree with it, but I think that took away from Chris Stapleton.
I don't know what the deal was on that.
Honestly, Bill, I don't know if you sat and actually watched the award show, but
I didn't. I wasn't home.
There was a few times where I found myself kind of confused, whether if I was watching the Country Music Awards or if I was watching MTV Music Awards.
Yeah.
I mean, there was really no difference.
Well, that's why I don't watch all that bullshit.
You know,
yeah. I'm kind of like Waylon. You know, they're back in the day. Willie and Waylon got to where they were just winning everything.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, Waylon, he went to one or two of them award shows, and then he just quit going.
Right.
And he would tell people, say, look, I don't believe in them awards. You know, if my award is however many records I sell.
Right.
Which that's, because there wasn't no free music back then. So, so people would, they'd have to, because they win, And then Willie got to where he wouldn't go because he's probably, getting high with Waylon.
Mm-hmm.
And so they would have to accept awards for him, And I want to say, I forget when I was a kid, but I want to say it was Glenn Campbell. And I don't know why, but I think it was, And Waylon and Willie been winning all kind of stuff that night. And they wasn't neither one of them there. And Glenn gets up there and says, well, you couldn't get Willie and Waylon to come out to see a piss I ain't eat a bale of hay, but we're going to accept this award for him anyway.
Yes, indeed.
And for him to say that, and this was like, like, I don't know, mid to late 70s, man. You didn't say that on TV.
Well, back in the day, old Glenn had his, He was on the borderline outlaw there for a while.
Yeah.
Him and Tanya Tucker, which, by the way, Tanya will be joining us on next Tuesday.
Nice.
On the Backstage with #RDM show.
Oh, Tanya.
But, what I'm looking forward to, and I think what's missing is the tradition, man. You can't move forward without the history, and I think now with the bro country shit, I mean, it totally killed the tradition.
But that's what I'm saying. It's not only are you not honoring past traditions, you're not even making any more.
Mm-mm.
Like, who in 30 years from now is going to say, anything about any of these guys starting or continuing on or some sort of tradition? I mean, it's not even, it's like nobody cares.
Mm-mm.
You don't have, bro, I mean, I'm telling you something, and the old dudes, they slowly leaving us.
Yes, they are.
And they're getting older every day.
Oh, yeah.
The ones that's there, Willie's in his 80s.
He actually had to cancel some gigs.
He's got sick.
Reasons.
I'm thinking Merle is too. All them dudes, if you get a chance to see them, go see them.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Christopherson, who's one of my musical heroes. John Prine, I would love to go see John Prine. They actually played a show here together not too long ago. It was up north somewhere. That would have been a hell of a one to go see.
Yes.
But it's just, like I say, they're slowly leaving us, and there's nothing. It's the George Jones song, "Who's Gonna Fill Their Shoes," coming true. They'll never be another redheaded stranger.
Mm-mm.
Man in Black, Folsom Prison Blues. Them dudes is gone, and nobody's stepping in there. How do you go from, a guy like Johnny Cash to strip it down? How does that happen? And it's, I mean, I don't get it. You like, in 30 years, are you going to tell me that some up and coming artist is going to say, well, you know what? Thank God for Luke Bryan, because, he's my hero and he saved country music.
He didn't save country
Well, what
music.
I'm saying is, or some kind of stupid bullshit like that. You don't have that. I mean, there's nothing there.
As a matter of fact, where the hell did he come from?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, there's a bunch of them out there. Where the hell did
I
he come
figure he's from Alabama.
We got to get off of this, Ben. But you know what? Here on the Mudtooth and Russell Show on Radio Random Network, we keep the tradition alive.
Absolutely.
And we do the interviews, and we love having the legends on with us. And,
we do.
And promoting their stuff. And once again, real quick, it's the Ronnie McDowell and Friends.
Nothing But the Hits tour.
That's right. And they're going to be in Crowley, Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
December 12th, and guess who's going to be on hand for that one, brother?
Me and you.
That's right, Backstage. We're going to get some interviews, and
that's going to be cool.
That's going to be awesome.
I'm excited.
Me too. And Ronnie McDowell, who has been, matter of fact, quick story.
Now, he's been on the show
twice.
I think say a couple of times.
Twice, and he was the first actual, in which Ronnie has had a lot of hits. I mean,
absolutely,
he's good for himself, and he's actually a good songwriter.
Mm-hmm.
I think George Strait pays a couple of his bills too.
That's good.
But I wish George would pick up one of my songs.
But now Ronnie also does a pretty good Elvis.
He does. And if you can go back into the archives at RadioRandomNetwork.com and listen to the very first interview, he kind of touches on how he almost got branded as that, and he was trying to get away from it.
Yeah.
But then he kind of embraced it, and that's whenever he broke out.
Mm-hmm.
And then he actually told the story of how he was picked up and brought by Dick Clark and brought to American Bandstand, and The King Is Gone and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And believe it or not, Dick Clark picked him up at the Old South Jamboree in Walker, Louisiana.
I'll be darned.
And the very first interview I did with him, he shared a lot of good stories about Baton Rouge and Walker and how Louisiana influenced his career. And, as a matter of fact, he says about 3 or 4 times he's got him a Louisiana woman.
Doing all right.
I'm sure she's older than he is.
We got some pretty ones.
Yes. But with all that said, we are going to be on hand. I can't wait for that. That's going to be awesome.
That's going to be exciting. I'm excited.
Mm-hmm. We're going to get some videos, some pictures. We'll share all that good stuff with you guys. And with all of that said, Bill, do you do any reading? Do you have time to read?
Every now and again. I try to around Halloween. I'm a big Stephen King fan.
Okay.
And I try to read. And I know it's repetitive, but I'll be honest with you, folks. The damn book scares me to death. Is Salem's Lot.
Really?
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. The first time I read it, and I was a grown ass man now. The first time you read that book, and the thing about it is, I guess it's the book. I mean, yeah, it's about vampires, but it's really about small towns, and me being from one. There was a lot of stuff that hit home, even though it takes place up north in Maine, like all his stuff does. Some things are universal, and the thing about the small town, there's a lot of that stuff that's universal, no matter where they are. If they're in Maine or Louisiana or North Carolina or South Carolina or wherever, Idaho. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's that rings true. And but anyway, first time I read that book, I had to turn the damn lights on. I mean, it's it gets you.
Yes, indeed. We know for a fellow like me who don't know how to read. No, I'm just playing. For a fellow like me, you on the go all the time. And you don't have time to sit down and read.
They make him pop-up books.
They do, but they also make the audio books.
Audio books. That's right.
That's right, and that's what I've come to love is the audio book.
Well, I don't mind listening to somebody talk.
I like
much as we're doing. But it's I hadn't listened to an audio book in a while.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of back in the old days when I used to play every weekend.
Yes, and play music.
Right. And I'd come home. Well, of course, you've been listening to music all night.
You don't want to hear no more.
Didn't want to hear none. So you get down on the low end of the dial now, around the 88 point somethings or the 90 point somethings, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you would find interesting radio programs. Okay,
about like this one,
right? And it would be either a replay of an old radio show, like old timey. Mm-hmm. Or just some news or something.
Yeah, something to keep your mind idle.
And then they got one station that I want to say it's like for blind people, like they read the paper and stuff.
Really?
Yeah. And they'll do like little, they'll read books. So that's kind of, neat.
Right.
I used to like every now and again you catch one of them old radio programs. And you'd hear one of the commercials that say something like, 9 out of 10 doctors recommend Camel more than any other cigarette. And I'd be like, what? What'd they say?
Those were the good old days.
What'd they say?
Yeah.
But yeah, audiobooks are good things. Right?
Well, for Christmas last year, Tanya got me a subscription to Audible.com.
Right.
And that's what during the day, staying pretty busy, especially here lately, to kind of, I guess, calm myself down. I either listen to other podcasts or I listen to me an audiobook.
Oh, that's good.
I'm into the autobiography things and everything. But what I'm getting to is they're sponsoring us. We have Audible.com on board, and that's right. And you can now, for all of our listeners, and the thing is, we ain't going to talk about something that we ain't going to use.
Absolutely.
Or anything like that. We ain't going to BS nobody and tell you to go buy this and go buy that unless we use it ourselves and we'll give you the honest answer. Well, you can go to www.audibletrial.com/backstage and you can receive a free audiobook and a 30-day free trial.
Dude, I'm doing that.
Audible.com, I swear. Now, that's our official link. That's our official link. And 30-day free trial, a free audiobook. It's yours to keep. When you cancel, you still to keep it, you know. And I'm gonna tell you folks something now. I listened to the Dusty Rhodes biography, the autobiography rather, and there's nothing funnier than hearing some like really, really, really white dude try to do a Dusty Rhodes impression. But I mean, they got all kind of interesting stuff on there. But Audible, the folks at Audible, they're offering it to the people that's listening to the Radio Random Network.
Y'all take advantage of that. That's a pretty good deal.
And no extra cost to you. Like I said, you get to keep your audio book. If you cancel in 30 days, you don't like it. I think it's like $9-10 a month, something like that. Don't quote me on that because I'm not sure. I got a year subscription, you know, and I didn't pay for it.
Oh, well, there you go.
But well, I guess I don't know. Tanya paid for it. It can still come out of the bank account. But audibletrial.com /
somebody paid for it.
Backstage, and you can find that in the show notes and the links at radiorandomnetwork.com. Also, Amazon. Can't forget about Amazon.
No, don't forget about Amazon.
Christmas is coming up.
I got a damn. I don't know if you seen it when you walked in here. I got my damn light fixture out of the kitchen.
Yes, I seen that.
That damn ballast went out. And whoever built this house got all this crazy ass stuff from China or some damn way. So I go to Home Depot, and they tell me, and they say, "Oh, you got a such and such kind of house, don't you?" I'm like, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah, they used all this stuff. You gonna need to get a new light fixture." And I said, "No, I ain't gonna buy no new light fixture.
Too proud."
So, but guess what? They got them things on Amazon.
Come on.
And so I'm gonna get me one off Amazon, and I ain't gonna have to buy me no new light fixture.
That's right.
So old Mudtooth's getting ready to play with some electricity here the next day or two. So y'all say a little prayer for me.
Give me a call before you do that. I'm going to come over with my GoPro for support.
Just, say a little prayer for me.
But, well, don't, if you're going to shop at Amazon, and again, no extra cost to you.
That's right.
They throw a little bit of extra money back to us.
That's right.
We're using it. And we're putting it back in, you know. I got a new microphone here. We ordered us some shirts.
That's right.
Some lanyards and.
Well, we need something to where when we go out amongst the folk,
they know who we are.
Right. You know, we don't look like a couple of hobos. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm aware. I ain't gonna wear my overalls. I wear, some breeches.
I wouldn't expect anything less if you did wear now.
I wear my overalls to a gig, but I ain't wear my overalls when we go, amongst the folk, 'cause we want to look decent, we want to look professional.
Exactly.
And if we have a shirt on that says, our outfit name, whatever, Radio Random Network, Russell And Mudtooth Show, whatever it is, we want to, represent. And,
yes, indeed.
Where folks don't show us the door,
Yeah, because that has happened.
Who are you,
But you use that Amazon link, www.radiorandomnetwork.com, and that's another / Amazon. Mm-hmm. And I don't think you get any special deals. But basically, when you use that link, they give like I said, they kick us a little bit back.
Right.
At no extra cost to the customer.
Right. Doesn't cost you not one crying dime.
So be sure and use that and sign up for that newsletter. I bet you a lot of you missed that Phil Vassar interview I did.
You need to get that newsletter now, folks. How you going to know what's going on if you ain't got the newsletter?
And besides that, that's the only, other than listening here, but that's the only way you can get dibs on like the giveaways and the contest, and we got a load of stuff heading our way too.
Right, we're finna get us
today.
We're finna get us some goodies in, and when we get them goodies in, first thing we got to do
give some
is
stuff
start
away.
Giving them away.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, it's good for y'all. So, get that newsletter. Hell, it don't cost nothing.
Don't cost nothing, and we'll send it to you. Yeah, usually about every Friday you get one. And it ain't no spam. It just gives you little updates, what we did the
what's
week.
Going on,
Basically just kind of reminders like, hey, don't forget to listen, And like you said, it's free.
Yeah. Who don't like free stuff?
Like I said, I actually have hired an outside assistant to assist me because Tanya can't do it all. Okay,
right.
And my spelling problems, but I've actually hired. I think it's like $10. She writes out all the press releases.
Really?
And, we had the press release about hitting the iTunes chart.
So you got a secretary now?
In a way, yes. I got to pay her. I don't see her. It's virtual, but
okay.
It's pretty cool. I just drop her an email, say, hey, look, this is what I need done. She writes it up all pretty and hands it off, sends it back. I sends it to the people at the MailChimp place, and they puts it in the.
Ain't that something?
Yes, we kind of big. I guess I wouldn't say big timing, but we've come a long way.
I'm kind of a big deal.
Yes, in case you. And a matter of fact, but speaking of which,
in the words of Ron Burgundy,
Tanya has been on me to share the very end of the T.G. Shepherd, and not only Tanya. There's a few people that actually heard it. To share the very, you heard it.
I heard it.
I'm kind of on there. I feel like it's almost like bragging. Honestly, I just,
Well, I mean, it ain't you not the one who's doing it though.
No, but it's just like, hey, look.
Well, I mean, I understand you trying to be humble and all.
Trying. It's hard as hell, though. I'm gonna tell you, bro.
Well, it's like old Mac Davis said. Yes. I wonder whatever happened to him.
Ain't no telling. Who is it, Mac Davis?
Yeah.
No clue.
I'm gonna tell you something. Mac Davis was he was the nuts there for a while, and then just, I don't know what happened to him. Maybe you know what? I wouldn't mind talking to him.
Maybe Mac Davis, we can try to get him up. We can try to hook it up.
Mac Davis.
I tell you what, bro, we got to do a show about Bigfoot. I'm looking for an authentic Bigfoot hunter. I want him in the woods on the cell phone trying to talk to us.
Well, they got them TV shows where they go out there in the woods and they all use that they use that night vision on the camera where everything looks green, and they get out there and they have this tape they'll play that I guess it's Bigfoot sounds. It's terrible noises. I mean, it go like woo.
It's actually Roseanne Barr. It's actually Roseanne Barr.
Yeah. Just all this god awful racket, and they don't never find nothing. I don't know. And then but I'm gonna tell you something. The best one is that Mountain Monsters. Have you seen that one?
I've seen.
It's a bunch of old scruffy looking dudes. It's one. I mean, bless his heart, he's a big old fat fella. And I can say that because I'm a fat fella.
Yeah, well,
he's a great big old fat fella. But they got this bunch of old scruffy dudes. What folks would call hillbillies. I'm not picking on them because I'm a redneck by birth. But they'll even design traps to catch whatever booger man they out there looking for. Like they don't just go out to Bigfoot. They go out there all kind of, the Wookalar and all, just whatever,
I have seen that. I have seen something about that.
Like the Mothman and all.
Right, that's the episode I've seen with the Mothman.
And they'll draw up, they'll actually build a trap, and then something will spring that trap, but lo and behold, somehow or another, it just got out.
Always gets away.
And it's, they don't ever catch nothing. But it's pretty damn entertaining.
They'd probably shit if they actually caught something.
Speaking of that, before you got here tonight,
yeah,
I was sitting in there, and I was watching. My wife loves these shows. Folks making cakes, like a competition, like the holiday bake-off.
Really?
That's hard for me to watch.
It is. Me too.
Well, first off, I get hungry, but
yeah,
there's nothing about that interests me. Nothing.
I can't.
But I will say they got this new show called Elevator on the Game Show Network. And folks, if you got the Game Show Network, Take you 30 minutes, however long it is, and check it out. It's pretty good. They got these 2 old gals on there, and they pretty rough looking. They look like they a couple of them goth chicks, but they twins, and they're like the hostesses. And the whole show is based on the scary stuff. They get you to do all the scary stuff, and the people that's on there, they get on this elevator and they are wound up to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they are already just about to piss in their pants. I mean, just almost there. And these 2 gals do stuff to them, and then people scream and jump. I'm talking about grown people now. Scream and jump and say, "Ooh, I can't go if I can go." You know, and it is plumb damn entertaining to watch. I mean, it just really is. You know,
watching people get scared is funny as hell
funny.
Anyway. Now, I don't like it when I get scared.
No,
but I mean, watching somebody else piss their pants.
Watching them YouTube videos, people just popping up out of garbage cans and scaring people, that's just funny.
You ever seen the one that's to Chucky? You know,
I seen the one where the old boy was laying the clown, and he had him you know what? And he had that big hammer. Yeah. And he had that dummy laid out there, and he'd wait till like he'd be in a parking garage or something. And the old boy come walking around the corner, go in his car. And he'd stand there and he'd see that clown, he'd stop. And the old clown, he'd rear that hammer up and just bust that dummy's head. Just, you know, he'd go everywhere. And then he'd come running at the dude and the dude'd scream and take off running. That's pretty good, man.
It is, man. It is. You see, the thing is, like around here, you get shot doing that shit.
Well, I seen one, and it was this elevator that had rigged up.
Yeah, okay.
And, like, people get on the elevator, and they push a button, and the lights would go out. Well, they had like a little door in there. And you couldn't see it. And while them lights was out, they put this, like, you remember that movie, The Rain?
I vaguely.
Had that little girl in it with the long hair over her face. She's kind of spooky looking.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And when the lights come back on, that little girl would be standing there in the corner.
Mm-mm.
And then people would flip out, man. And then the lights go back off, and she'd slip back out that door, you know. And they come back on, she's gone. And then people just didn't know what to do. You know, that was pretty good. You know, there ain't nothing like watch people get scared.
No, there ain't nothing.
It never gets old.
Nope. Never does. As a matter of fact, you talking about that, you know, one of the biggest, and honestly, honest to God, the biggest show we've had so far was, it's titled Pass the Green Beans. And it's just us. And it's
Pass the Green Beans.
We did it a couple of weeks before
Halloween.
Oh, yeah. And, go back and listen to that show. My mama and all my brothers. Matter of fact, I went and had dinner with my brother the other night. First time we've probably seen each other in about a year. You know, life takes you everywhere.
Oh yeah, yeah. You don't get to see your family as much as you want. You know, especially if they're not right next door.
He got to laughing about Peter Crunker. He remembered it. And,
Peter Crunker.
Yeah, he said they listening to us out on the Mississippi River out there. So shout out to the fellas on the Alma.
Well, all right.
Big Bert.
Y'all be careful out there.
Bert was a good guy. He's Captain Bert out there.
All right.
And, yeah, y'all be careful out there. And it was good to hang out with the brother, I guess. It was
Peter Crocker.
Yeah. We went to the casino and ate the buffet, and then we were broke. We didn't have any more money. We ate everything up and we left.
Tell you what, did they have they had the crab leg?
They did, man, but I'm going to tell you what, I was disappointed.
Really?
They was a little, to me, they was a little overcooked. I don't know.
Well, you had the potential for that. Man, I like him crab leg. And I done got to where I'm pretty good at like getting it out. Like I can get that whole, it'd be about the size of my finger.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that whole nugget of meat out of there. Oh yeah. And like when I do it, I'm tickled with myself. Like when I get it out, like when it don't tear, you know, like you pop it just right and you get it out of there. Mm-hmm. And I just kind of look at it like, hey, look what I did. And then I dip it in that butter and I eat it.
Have you ever eaten lobster?
I have. I ain't never eat like a Maine lobster.
Okay.
I've had, you know, you get them little Florida lobsters. You know what I'm talking about? They ain't got big claws on them.
Right, right.
They look kind of like a great big crawfish. Okay. I've had that, but I never have had like a sure enough what everybody thinks of as a lobster. No. I'm 41 years old. I've not had that.
I had just turned 21.
Mm-hmm.
And my grandma and grandpa used to go to the Silver Slipper Casino.
Oh, yeah.
over in
Bay St. Louis.
Yes.
Good buffet over there.
It's great. It's great. And they had a special one night. And my grandpa was excited. They sent a little thing in the mail, you know.
Right.
You bring them this coupon, a coupon, as you
coupon.
call it, and you get a free lobster.
What?
Off the buffet to give you a free lobster. Now, after if you wanted another one, I think it was like $5 or $6. I don't remember exactly.
Now, that still ain't bad.
No, it ain't bad. It ain't bad at all, you know. But to see two rednecks from Laranja, Louisiana, sitting there with this lobster.
Did they try to suck the head?
No, I was talking about me and him.
Oh, did you try to suck the head?
No, I didn't know what to do with it. We just, you know, it was one of them things like we sat there.
What did you do with it? I mean, you break it like you do a crawfish, I guess? I don't know.
Well, that's dangerous, I think. You know,
I don't know.
They had this, I want to say she was Vietnamese or maybe Chinese. You know, they were sitting beside
some kind of ease.
Well, yeah, hell, they was getting down. You know, they got their lobster open. And my grandpa, he picked it up and, you know, he put it down. And, you know, he was one of those tough guys where he never did want to say he couldn't do something.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to eat that later. You know, he'd go up and go get a bunch of shrimp or something like that. And then he'd come back. I'd see him over there. I never did get to taste the damn lobster. I never could get into it. I couldn't figure out how to open it. We cracked it, but by the time I got into it, I wasn't hungry anymore.
That's good.
Yeah. It's country comes to town.
Yeah, well, I told you about the restaurant over here that used to have the machine that had the lobsters in it.
And you with the claw?
With the claw.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and if you caught the lobster, they'd cook it for you for nothing. You know, of course, the thing about it is, you know, it ain't like, you know, the teddy bear and it don't move. But the damn lobster does.
It probably moves fast.
Yeah, well, I mean, I ain't got to move too fast. All it's got to do is kind of shuffle out of the way a little bit, you know. So, and it's $1 a throw. So you start, you know, that shit adds up pretty quick.
And then they got to where
well, you know, they'll put rubber bands on his claws.
Right.
Well, they got to where they'd shove like a $20 bill up in each one of them. So not only did you win the lobster, you was going to win $40.
Right.
You know, I never saw anybody catch one. I mean, they just, you know, old lobster, he'd shuffle out of the way, and you could almost hear him giggling at it, you know. And then one day the machine was gone. I don't know if like Peter got on him or what. I don't know.
There ain't no telling. Well, Mudtooth, I've had a blast tonight.
Oh, me too. It's always a good time.
Yes, indeed.
Let me just say again one more time. Try you a Strongbow. This here kind is the honey kind. I drank it and I didn't get drunk, but I got a little warmth in my cheeks and got a smile on my face. So it's pretty good.
Yes, indeed.
Go Tigers! Beat them Hogs Saturday. I will say this: if you've never been to LSU campus on a day that we play Arkansas at home, you should go. It's the best smell in the world because everybody's cooking hog.
Really?
There'll be hogs cooking out there. Oh, my word, it's wonderful.
Yes, indeed. Well, with that said, don't forget to visit the show notes and use our affiliate links for Amazon, which is www.radiorandomnetwork.com/Amazon. And don't forget about that 30-day free trial and free audio book at audibletrial.com/Backstage.
And don't forget about that tour coming up now with old Ronnie McDowell. If you are in and around or can get to the Crowley area, which ain't too far. It ain't a bad drive.
About an hour.
Yeah, ain't a bad drive from Baton Rouge. If you straight down I-10, if you can get there, get you some tickets. I'm sure it's going to be a good show. And who knows? Indeed. We'll probably see you there.
We will see you there. And we'll have, we'll be tracking them. Like I said, I think the first, I said it earlier, the first stop on the tour, November 28th, in which you will hear the, you heard the ad earlier with that. And with all of that said, don't forget to go back and listen to the Phil Vassar interview from Backstage.
Yeah, go check that out.
Phil, he's actually a real cool guy. He's a songwriter. He's a piano man, but which I don't hold that against him. But
no, man.
he talked a little bit about LSU. He talked a little bit about family. He's a great guy. It's a great interview. Go back and check it out.
Mm-hmm.
And next Tuesday, since it's Friday, we'll go ahead and plug next Tuesday's show. You was talking about Glenn Campbell, and actually we'll have Tanya Tucker on.
You know, she used to be a looker.
She still is, bro.
Yeah, she's still a good looking.
This is going to be Tanya's second time to be on the Radio Random Network.
Good looking woman. You tell her I said that.
Bro, she don't just look good, and I might get.
Well, she got that. She got that sound. She got that voice.
And on the phone, bro. When you're on the phone with somebody,
she got that little. Yeah, you want it. She got that little rasp in her voice. Is what it is.
Right.
And
it tickles that little middle hair in my ear.
Right.
Yeah,
it makes you just kind of.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, you tell her I said that. You can tell her I said she's good looking. If you want. That's
I
fine
sure
with me.
will.
I'm kind of interested to see how that goes over.
Rate, review, subscribe. Mudtooth and Russell and Mudtooth and Russell Show.
Yeah,
Number one show on Radio Random Network.
Look, we just we do this for the sheer enjoyment of it.
Yes, indeed.
We're glad to do it. We're glad to have all y'all folks listening. I know these folks all over the country and over the world that listens to this, which just flabbergasts me.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to give
26 interviews. 26
I'm thinking about it. I know
there's
some dudes from the Kentucky Headhunters that listen to this.
Come on,
and I was listening. I was going down the road before you got here, and I heard the song "Stumbling." Let's go stumbling.
Baby, you can step on my toe.
Yeah, look, it was good. I enjoyed it. So, boys, y'all, good on you. And I know.
You know what?
Our friend, Mr. T. Graham Brown, listens. How you doing?
Love you to death, T.
Yeah.
Thanks for the Christmas.
Thank you very
CDs,
much.
By the way.
They're very good. I'm on.
Santa Claus coming in a UFO, baby.
That's right.
You're talking about that the Kentucky Headhunters. And I know we're trying to close, and I keep rambling, but it's no big deal. You people like it. You're still listening.
That's right.
Ricky Lee Phelps.
You
know who Ricky Lee Phelps is, right? I'm friends with him on Facebook as well.
Oh, we're good.
We need to hit him up because he is nothing against his brother. His brother, they sound just alike.
Right.
But Ricky Lee, he was the voice.
Yeah, he was. Unless I would go down to do his walkers.
Right, and Walk Softly. Davy Crockett. And you talking about stumbling? That's on the Bluesland CD that recently come out, hit number 2 on the Billboard Blues charts. And I know that because I helped them, and they paid me.
Yeah.
But with that said, Mr. Richard Young, Mr. John Fred, great group of guys. Same thing.
Like
with,
I say, I heard it,
T.
and I was digging on it, and I said, Dad, we thinking about them tonight.
We need to set it up. We need to talk to it. Either Ricky. I want to set up either Ricky Lee or Mr. Richard Young to call in, and we might do that in the next coming weeks. We got a lot of people coming on. I know the week after the next, I have Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Little Anthony from Little Anthony
and the Imperials.
It's going to be
Why the Fools Fall in Love.
Backstage with hashtag. That was Frankie Lyman and the Teenagers.
That's right. My bad.
What
did Little Anthony and the Imperials do?
They sang and danced around one microphone.
Well, hell, everybody did that.
No, they did a lot of songs, and I do apologize. It's early, it's late. Rough day.
We'll figure it out.
But he does have a book out. He's got a new CD or a new single out called "Electrifying," and it's Little Anthony and actually George Benson. I don't know. He can't be older than Pat Boone.
I don't know, man.
Pat Boone, I think, has been our oldest guy. And nothing against Pat Boone, because Pat Boone is the coolest white dude in the world. He'll rap. Pat Boone will straight up rap, bro. He sang him some Ozzy.
I'm sorry, what?
You didn't know that?
No. What did he sing?
Crazy Train.
Pat Boone did Crazy Train.
It's on the show.
All right, folks, that may be, all right, you need
crazy.
You need to get right with Jesus.
That's how
because
it goes.
that is, I want to say, the third sign of the apocalypse.
He did Smoke on the Water.
Tears on My Pillow, Little
Pain
Anthony.
in my heart.
Yeah, Little Anthony and
Caused
Imperial.
by you.
Tears on My Pillow.
I gotta stop. Okay, that's bad when you start getting on your own nerves, fella. Yes, Pain in my Tears on My Pillow. That's Little Anthony. I love all that old doo-wop stuff.
Oh,
man.
yeah, it's great.
You know, if you was able to, if I was able, or you was able to choose what era you lived in, I would start at 1950. Mm-hmm. I love the 50s. And I guess this is kind of like a little thief in me or whatever. I'd record all the songs before the other artists got to record.
Oh, well, see, you'd want to be pulling the whole damn Marty McFly shit.
Yeah, damn right.
Yeah. You know, I was speaking with my niece not too long ago, and we were talking about how things, you know, used to be. And she said, you know, I think I'd like to live like back in the old West. I said,
You'd have got shot.
I don't think you would have wanted to do that. She said, why not? I said, well, you see, I said, I want you to look up. She looked up at the ceiling. I said, you see that light up there? She said, yeah.
There.
Said they didn't have none of that. She said, what? I said, that's right. She said, see this nice cool air that's blowing on us right now? She said, yeah. Said that didn't happen either. Said there was no phone. You know, there was no electricity. There was no running water. I said, you went and shit out in the outhouse.
Yes.
And at night, you pissed in the slop jar.
Hot, cold.
And she said, that's, you stop. She said,
Yeah.
I'd change my mind.
But back then, them people was cool, man.
They didn't know nobody.
Right. I mean,
You know, they didn't know what they was missing.
you know,
Everybody stunk.
can you imagine?
Yeah, everybody stunk.
Can you
But,
imagine?
you know, the thing about it is, if everybody stinks, you don't notice it, right?
Nah.
See, now we don't all stink. And so when you run across a fella that stinks, like, whoo, my Lord, you stink. You know?
Yes, indeed.
You know, but, you know, when everybody stinks, like I say, it's kind of like living next to the railroad tracks. After a while, you don't hear the train no more.
You know, speaking of, you know, you're talking about the cold air and all that. Right before my grandpa passed away, I'd ended up with a 1979 long wheelbase Chevrolet. Well, you know, that having that air conditioner and seat belts,
Yeah.
that was a luxury.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So
That was like the gold package.
right. So, I mean, it was hot. It's hot as hell. You know, I had youngins and stuff, you know, and we rode with the windows down. My grandpa said, son, you come over here in the morning. We'll put an air conditioner in that truck. What? I said, yes, sir. We'll put an air conditioner in it. I said, okay, Pop, I'll be here. He says, hold enough. About 8 o'clock, I rolled up over there and look. He had an old shed. I pulled the truck on in the shed, you know. I figured we're going to be out here all day long. And he walked out there and said, what the hell are you doing? I said, well, I'm getting ready to put this air conditioner in. Help you put the air conditioner in the truck. I don't know how to do this yet. And he said, oh, well, you can take your truck out. We ain't got to do all that. I said, okay. What he did was he went into the back and he got this box. It was, I don't know, it was, what can I compare it to? I guess it's kind of like a shoebox. Maybe not as big, okay? It had a slat on the top, or a hole on the top and the vents, and it had two little things there that clipped on the window. And I said, what is this? Something's missing or something. He said, no, it's all there. I said, well, what? He said, son, go in there and get you a cup of ice.
I think to say, I know where this is going.
I said, okay. Now, I guess it was equal to the day because I didn't burn the gas.
Right.
Driving the truck up and down, running with the air conditioner on high. But that's Sonic, because that's where they had the crushed ice, and I learned, believe it or not, and it was an old school, that's what they did back in the day. They put that box thing up there, and they put a bunch of ice in there. And, hey, you was good for about a good 45 minutes, man. But that crushed ice at Sonic would last a good hour and a half.
Oh, well, that's good. Maybe it had some kind of additive in it.
But you know, if we out running errands and stuff all day long, bro, Sonic took all our money.
Well, now, I'll tell you real quick about air conditioning in the car. My old buddy Mansell Stinson, you know, back in the day, had him and this old boy, I don't know which one of them had, if it's him or Bird Level, who was a guitar player out of Macomb. But they had an old car, and them air vents would turn back on themselves. Like you could, you know how you can push the air vent up or down? Well, these would actually roll back onto themselves. Okay. And would blow So the air would kind of come up and blow back in there, like behind the dash.
Right, right.
And somehow or another end up in the glove box. So what they do is they take them a couple of beers and put in that glove box and turn that air vent back up in there, and you had you some cold beer.
Got a refrigerator.
Yeah.
Sweating your ass off when you got cold beer.
Got cold beer.
With that said, y'all, like, share, subscribe.
Please do.
Visit the show notes at RadioRandomNetwork.com. And by the way, if you go to the website, excuse the mess, we're doing a little maintenance, but
if
be done in a couple days.
If you got 5 minutes, give us a review.
It don't even take 5 minutes.
Well, I'm just saying, you know.
We're up to 26.
Yeah, I mean, just, you know, take a couple minutes. I would love to know what you think. Is our email working?
Yes, your email is actually working.
Okay, good. I'll have to check
have to give you the new password there.
Yeah.
We got actually the emails, man.
I know we've had some trouble.
Well, I actually just started using my personal stuff. You know, I didn't like really giving out my personal email address because,
right.
You know, I didn't want, Tanya Tucker or somebody hunting me down and coming stalking me and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But
that might not be bad.
That probably would never happen. Wishful thinking. But anyway, yes, it's back up and running. It was a user error, and that year, and it went on for about 3 weeks until I, finally decided to break down and actually call the service provider and get the damn thing fixed. So yes, we're back up and running.
We're good then.
And
I had to check it.
It's Mudtooth at RadioRandomNetwork.com.
Right, and look, if you take 5 minutes, send me an email. If you got a question or something you want to ask me, I'll answer it if I can. If I can't, I might can find out for you. I don't know if I feel like it. Before we get off of here,
what you got?
I just want to say that Nothing But the Hits tour coming up.
Yes, sir.
They got that Mandy Barnett on there.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like her.
Your wife don't listen to our show, does
No, she don't. But she's right in there.
Yes, indeed. Guys, we got to go.
Yeah.
I'm hashtag RDM Russell Devin
And I'm
Lane.
Hash Brown Mudtooth.
Until next week.
Go to hell, Alabama.
Yes, indeed. And God bless you, veterans.
That's right. It's Veterans Day. God bless all the veterans out there.
Then go to hell, Alabama.
That's right.